What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I've got a hard projecting session at B-Pump, so let's get right on into it. Alright, before we get into climbing, here's the B-Pump grading scale, and the goal of this session was to just try hard on a lot of the light blue, orange, and brown tapes, so let's get right on into it. Alright, so I started off on this black orange tape, which really only had one hard move, which is the move off the dual text pinch, because I'm not that strong on pinches, and a dual text one just makes it even harder. I managed to get the first move down, but it was super hard to control the pinch after. And then on this attempt, I figured out a beta where you could swap hands on the pinch, but it actually made it a little harder to control because you had to be like super locked off on it. I tried that beta one more time, but with no success. I then tried the next move after you get the heel hook, but you have to get the heel on there like just perfectly so it doesn't pop. I actually did all the moves except for this pinch part because it was just so hard to use it. I decided to move on to this other black orange tape, which basically had the same problem, which was just these super bad pinches. The texture on these were so bad that it was basically two dual text pinches, so there was no way I was doing this one. And then for some reason I moved on to this crimpy brown tape, which was just crazy hard. You could also say that this next foot is a little slippery. I also tried it from the next move, but I just don't understand how to use that foot. It's so bad. After that, I moved on to this red-orange tape on the circuit wall, and it had this tensiony first move, and then the next move was a pretty hard kind of cordo paddle thing, which felt pretty hard. Then on this attempt, I just punched the big white hold, which hurt. The second move is pretty hard because it's like super hard to pull with either hand because the sloper is pretty bad and the crimp is super small and even the foot is super slopey. But then I tried the next move and the holds just got even worse though. But I also messed up the beta. Then I figured out I had to move my left foot a little further to the left on the sloper, and I stuck the next move, but the hand hold just had so much chalk on it and it was super hard to hold, so I just couldn't do the next move. I decided to move on to this pink orange tape, and I thought that I was going to be able to do this one because it's only crimps. But crimps are just different in Japan. You have to crimp so hard, and this climb needed like absolute perfect body positioning to do the moves. I also feel like I wasn't having the best climbing day because I felt like my fingers couldn't pull as hard as they usually do, and I wasn't as relaxed on the wall. But I gave one more attempt and trying to go for the other crimp, but it was even worse. There was this black orange tape right next to the pink one, but you have to be like a sloper god or something because I just could not do anything on the start of this climb. I decided to move on to some of the other light blue tapes that I hadn't completed yet, so I went back to this green one from last video and I figured out the last move where I had to move my right foot up onto the top of the volume because that would allow me to use the left foot more. Now I just had to execute to get the climb done, and since I had tried it so many times in the last video, I had to start pretty much dialed in, and I was able to execute on the end that I had just learned, and I was super happy to have day flashed this climb because it was pretty hard. Next was this black light blue tape that I had actually worked on before, but I couldn't get the end figured out. I tried this beta of cutting the toe hook with the right hand on the semi-jug a few times and it felt close, but I just couldn't hold it. But then on this attempt, I finally found the intended beta, which was to have my right hand on the crimp and then cross under with the left to the semi-jug and then get my feet up, and then the ending was just like super physical from there. Now that I had the top figured out, it was time to try it from the bottom, but I had seen a different beta than the one I was using, so I tried it, but I didn't end up liking it, so I just went back to my original beta. My original beta was just a cross under left hand to the crimp and then unwind and catch the right crimp, which it just felt a lot easier to me. Now that I made it back to the top, I just had to make sure to commit to all the moves, and it didn't feel too bad. And this time when I got to the top, I was super happy because this climb was just super hard. Next, I moved on to this green brown tape because it had this cool spin campus on these crimps that I had seen on Instagram, and I wanted to try it, and all the moves felt crazy hard, but I think that if I was a bit fresher and climbing better, that I might be able to do it. So yeah, I was definitely not expecting to send a brown tape on this trip, but I was climbing a lot better that session, and I actually didn't get the first send on video, so I had to do it again, which I'm super happy that I was able to do it again because that climb is just sick. But after that, I moved on to this pink light blue tape, but from all the falling I had done this session, my skin was starting to hurt, so I moved on to get some more climbs in. Moved on to this black orange tape from the first video, but I still just couldn't make any progress. This next move is just like insane, the amount of finger strength you need to hold the crimp, even though it's like a pretty decent crimp. I also tried the top a little bit, which didn't feel too bad, but it was just super tensiony on this like bike foot, and I just couldn't keep it from sliding. I moved on to this red orange tape on the comp wall, and I've tried this one before, and I actually felt a lot closer to the second move than I had before. I also tried the third move, but the left hand is so bad that it's just super hard to generate for the move. I tried it from the start again, and I got so close to sticking the second move, and I think I was just hitting it a little too low to hold it. I also tried this next move, but you need like shoulders of steel or something because I don't know how people can hold this move. It's nuts. After getting my butt kicked the whole session, I decided to finish off on a new send, so I came over to this white tape on the comp wall right next to the red one, and I tried this one before, but this time I figured out you need this little right heel hook on the start to kind of keep you into the wall, and then you just have to do a kind of hard like stand up into the finish. And yeah, that one was pretty fun to send. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've got more banger videos coming out soon, so stay tuned. Please leave a like and subscribe.